start and we'll get recording. So, hey leaders and new leaders who aren't here, but welcome anyway. So I wanted to talk tonight first about the elite points and premier points, because you guys are all going to be getting emails if you haven't yet. They come out the second Friday of every month when you hit Diamond. And there's still time in the year to qualify for a premier or even elite. And there are coaches that did that very thing. So I wanted to make sure that you're all aware of what it all means, and we can kind of get out any questions. I'm not coming from a place of expertise, but I do know more from having gone through it last year. So I printed out some of the things, so hopefully I'm just going to be referring to them. You can look at the FAQs in the back office also. You can just look up Premier or Elite 2015, because it's actually changed from last year, so make sure you're looking at the correct year if you look it up yourself. But so essentially the bottom line is that Elite is the benefits of Elite are that there's a bunch of them. So if you qualify, they up the ante this year. I'm sure they'll be doing it every year now that there's more and more coaches. If you make it ranked in the top 200, so when you get your rankings at the second Friday of the month, which have to do with the month before. So the next one would be like July 10th, we'll be getting the email. And when you get it, you'll get some kind of ranking. I don't know how high the rankings go. It may be like, I remember last year it was like 500 plus if you were over 500 or something like that. But anyway, I don't know how high they go. But anyway, you'll start, every Diamond coach gets a ranking, and it's based on these points that we're going to talk about in a minute. But anyway, so the benefits of getting to Elite is that if you can get in the top 200 ranked coaches, and with these points in Elite status, then you get a $500 bonus every month, as long as you hit SC. They consider it the car allowance or whatever, which I think is an old school, like Avon or whatever that other one, Mary Kay, like car bonus or something. But I mean, use it for a car if you want to, but you certainly don't have to use it for a car. And you get like Elite, you get all these other perks, like you get first dibs on a lot of stuff. You get any of the latest and greatest, you get like a month earlier than anybody else. So if there's a new workout program, you get the new DVD. If there's that new line of supplements, Elite coaches got samples of that. You get like special parties, and you get to sign up for all the SC stuff, like the cruise or whatever the trip will be in 2017. You get to sign up for that early, and there's lots of great reasons to be Elite. And Premier, which is like the next, like the step down from Elite, and we'll talk about that too, what that means and what the requirements are. You get some of those perks. So there's no financial monthly benefit for being Premier. You do get to like jump on board a couple of things, and a little earlier, like we got to sign up for the cruise a little earlier. We got to do the tracks for Summit. We got to sign up for those earlier, although I haven't heard anybody that didn't get what they wanted. So, but anyway, but there's some perks that, and then probably the best that, at least to me, is you get the leadership retreat and the new leaders conference, which are, I thought the new leaders conference was like, I really enjoyed Summit, but for me, I love like the more smaller, intimate things. And the New Leaders Conference, I mean, they treated us like gold, and we got to tour the headquarters, and like more like the one-on-one stuff. And it was I really, really enjoyed that. And I look forward to the leadership thing in the fall too, which anyway, so I like that. Those kinds of perks are really my favorite perks, but there's other perks too, whatever appeals to everybody. So I think it's worth it to strive for it. And then this year they changed it. I want to go back a second. So they changed it if you're Elite but you're not in the top 200. So last year there were 199 Elite coaches and like I think 84 Premier or something like that. So high 70s or low 80 Premier coaches. And the Elite coaches that are not in the top 200, so I don't know how many will shake down, they still get a $100 bonus a month. And then if you're in the top 200, then you get the $500 bonus. So let's talk for a second about how those points work. So this is different now, and it's a shift for new diamonds to think this way, and even for some of you seasoned diamonds, as you may have these goals. It's a shift of mentality because the points are different than SC, right? So SC is your own, how you're personally doing in the business and in commissions and in how you're signing people up. But elite points are really your team, how your team is doing. So it's a total shift of mindset, I think, when you hit diamond and you start getting working coaches and you start going for these things. It's really shifting the mentality to helping your coaches, helping your downline. And so there are these 3 categories of points. And they are each one is a little bit different. So, okay, so the first one is, well, let me talk about the easiest one. So the first one is based on your personally sponsored coaches hitting Success Club. So this only counts for coaches that you have signed in 2014 and 2015. Now, for newer coaches, that doesn't really matter. But for those of us that have been in the business for 2 years, now this year, our 2013 coaches no longer count for this category. So I think they do it that way because it really opens the door for new leadership, new rankings, because you can't just have the same coaches hitting SC every year. It has to, like, you kind of have to continue to grow the business in order to hit elite and hit these rankings. So every time you have a coach, a personally sponsored coach, so that means only the people that you sponsor, not the people that they sponsor. That doesn't count. So only your directly sponsored people, every time they hit SC5 and you hit SC5, you get 2 points. So your points double if you hit SC yourself. So there's still incentive for you to get your own SC points, but the actual points come from, like, if you hit SC yourself, it doesn't mean anything. If you have 2 coaches that hit SC and you hit SC, now you have 4 points. If you didn't hit SC, you only get 2 points. So so somebody like Melanie told us before that that's what she focuses on, SC points, and helping her coaches reach SC, because that kind of trickles down to the other 2 categories. So the second category is for 500 PV produced by your personally sponsored coaches, but it's only the coaches who signed in 2015. So it's only your new coaches from this year every time they hit 500 PV. So they don't have to hit it like all at once or in 1 month or anything like that. Just anytime they hit 500 PV, you get a point for that. So so that's, again, only the coaches that you have sponsored in 2015. And then the third category is the one that's the hardest to understand, but it's not that bad. It's ATV, which is what is it? Accrued. Wait, where does it say it? Team volume. And this is the one that goes. It's anytime you hit 10,000 more ATV this year than you did last year. So again, for those of us that have been around for a while, like, let's say you had 100,000 ATV last year, you have to hit 110,000 to start getting points in that category. So, but if you had 0 last year, then you only have to hit 10,000 this year to start accruing. So a lot of us aren't even accruing any points at all in that category yet. But that actually goes down. I think it goes down 3 maybe 3 or 5 levels deep. So that's where it still counts, and it can be any coach from any year. So that's where it still counts to, help your entire team succeed. But the emphasis is placed on helping new coaches succeed. And then there's a max for each category of those points. So you can only earn 40 points for the ATV, 61 for the other 2 categories. And you have to earn, I think it is 11 in each category. So you can't earn, you have to earn 135 points total. So you have to earn points in each category. The bottom line is you can't just earn just SC points, because you'll max those out and then they won't count anymore. Except for Premier. I believe it counts, you don't have a max out. Let me just double check. Oops. Hang on 1 second. Okay, wait. ATV is the total of all volume produced in the first 3 direct lines of sponsorship. So I was just saying 3 or 5, and it's 3. All right, I don't see that. We can. I'll look that up. So there may not be a cap in Premier points. And then for rankings, though, there's no cap either. So you when they decide who's the number 1 coach or the number 200th coach or whatever, they count all the points in all the categories. But for the actual status of elite, you can only have those capped numbers. All right, so let me open it up to you guys for questions about that, because that was a lot to throw at you, and then I can keep going in a second here. Oh, and I forgot to say that you have, for elite, you have to have 5 person-sponsored diamond coaches, and for Premier, you have to have 2 diamond coaches. Well, you have to be 2-star, so you have to have 1 on each leg. And for 5, you have to have 2 on each leg, and then the third can be on either one. Go ahead.
That's what I was wondering. In order, you can't be Premier at all if you're not a star, if you don't have any diamonds.
That's right.
Okay, but they still send you the emails and everything, because within the year you could go 1-star or 2-star. So let's say you're a diamond, you're getting all these. You may be getting points from your personally sponsored coaches now. At the end of the year, if you happen to be 1 or 2-star, you can still be Premier before the next year.
Yep. Okay. So that's a good question, and let me get you the date. The date you have to start qualifying for either 2-star or 5-star is November 26th.
Okay.
So you have to have your diamonds in place by that date, and you have to hold it for 6 weeks, because you have to have been a paid of whatever rank it is. And in order to be paid that, they have to hold it for 6 weeks.
Got it.
And I think you have to have everybody active. So like if you're 2-star now and somebody drops, you have to be back to active with your stars from the 26th to the end of the year. It doesn't have to be the same 2 people necessarily, but you have to have 2 diamonds.
And then I have another question. The weird category, the ATV.
Yeah.
So let's say you have at the end, whatever, 10,000 more ATV than you did last year. Is this just counting like at the very end, or if every time you get 10,000 more, you get a point?
Yeah, every time you get 10,000 more, yep. And it'll say on your email, it will say you had 50,000 last year, and this year you now have 43,000, like you still need, you know what I mean? It'll say, you'll have an idea of where you're.
Okay.
So we can talk again when you guys all get the next emails, and we can break it down. And
where can you find your ATV?
Yeah.
How do we know where we are at right now?
Well, I mean, my best way of telling you that, because I don't know for sure, is except for in those elite emails. So if you have yours from this past month, which you would have gotten it on the 12th of June, if you go to that, and then it will definitely stay there. There's probably somewhere in the back office, but I don't know off the top of my head. So that would be my best reference for you. Let me see if I can pull up my last email, and then I can maybe even give you a little bit more information. So, so the goal is to have, if you started at the beginning of the year, the goal would be to have 3 personally sponsored coaches hitting SC every month to be on track for that. But you still need to have new coaches hitting the volume as well. So that's why we're going to focus on recruiting. Our whole team is going to focus on recruiting is my goal for that. Let me just see here real quick. So in the elite email, it'll say your ranking, your paid rank, your ATV, for 2014. Then it says your ATV for 2015. And then it says your personally sponsored coaches who advanced to diamond. So you have to, this isn't not doesn't concern any of us at this point, but you have to have two, if you're going for elite, there has to be two new diamond coaches who advanced in the current year. You can't just have the same 5 diamonds every year and still be elite. And then it'll break it down for you. Incremental ATV, personally sponsored coach PV, personally sponsored coach success club, and then it totals up the points. So, and then it actually says, if you're going for elite, how many points away you are from the 200th coach. So you know, if you're going for the $500 a month, you know how far off the mark you are.
Yeah, they just added that. I thought that was nice.
Yeah. So I do know people last year, not many, but I do know at least one girl who was 5-star but didn't have the points. And then, like me last year, I had the points, but I didn't have 5 stars. So that's how I ended up being premier. So you got to have that combination. You got to have the 5-star and the points. What else? Was any of that, anything else seem unclear? I'm going to look at them.
Okay, so when your ATV is 10,000 more than it was last year, then you get 1 point?
Yes.
And for every 10,000 over that, you get another point?
Yes.
Okay.
And then just, I feel like this doesn't quite go along with that, but just so you guys remember, and especially for new coaches, so there's that other thing about the bonuses. And once you hit 2-star, you get start collecting these quarterly bonuses. So for anybody that's not aware of that, that's new. So when you have 2-star, and again, that means you have a diamond on each leg. It's just like getting to diamond. So when you need an emerald on each leg, it's the same for 2-star qualifications. You need a diamond on each leg. When you hit that ranking, then you get to start qualifying for quarterly bonuses. And I think you all have seen the picture, but if you haven't, it's pretty sweet bonuses. So you get a percentage of the company's how much the company makes, I think is how that works. And so it varies a bit. It's not exactly the same amount, and it's divided among everybody who's at the same rank. So everybody who's 2-star, for example, they divide up that, it's like 0.5% or something of the money, and it's quarterly. So there's 4 times a year you can get that. You have to hold your rank for 6 weeks of the quarter. And the 2-star bonus has been around $900. And then the 5-star bonus I hear is like somewhere between $3,500 and $4,500. And you get the 2-star bonus. So you get the 2-star plus the 5-star bonus. And then 10 stars like $10,000 and 15 stars $50,000. It's ridiculously awesome. And it's quarter.
Else's.
What's that?
If you're 15-star, you get everybody else's bonus pool.
Yes, you would get the 2, the 5, the 10-star, and the 15-star
I
bonus.
don't think they need that.
Right.
They're taking pieces of the pot that they don't need.
Exactly. Yes, and but you have to have that rank for 6 weeks of the quarter every quarter. So you have to kind of re-qualify every quarter to get that. But it doesn't matter which 6 weeks. So if you want to start, I think the next quarter, when would it start? May 20th was the last 6 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think it either starts this week or next week, starts the next quarter. So you could have it for the first 6 weeks of that quarter or the last 6 weeks or whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you have it for 6 weeks of the quarter. So it's pretty good incentive. And then as we were talking at the beginning, so also when you get to 2-star, you get to open up a second business center. And again, for anybody who's not familiar with that, it's basically like you get to reopen yourself under yourself so that you can if you send your business through your second business center, you get the commission and your own volume from that. So it's pretty cool. And then you can build yourself to diamond, and your diamond counts as one of your diamonds. So if you're at 2-star and you build yourself to diamond, you are now 3-star. like that. And then if you get your second business center to 2-star, you get to keep opening up these business centers. So it's a pretty cool concept, because you can put yourself anywhere you want in your downline. So you can put yourself on your weak leg, you can put yourself on an inside leg, which is not really worth talking about in this discussion, but we could talk about that later if you want. You could put yourself, like if you're building a spouse or a family member or something, you could put yourself under them if you want to help them grow their business or whatever. So I think it's a good, in my opinion, just from what I'm hearing and what I've heard, thought through myself, I think it makes a lot of sense to get to 2-star at least, to open up a second business center, and then think through how you want to build from there. Of course, if you want to build for rank, you want to keep everything up in the first business center. But if you want to build for residual income and for money, you might want to think about just building to 2-star, building to 2-star, and then continuing to open business centers. I also think there's a lot of value in getting to elite, just my opinion. So that I think this is going to be my strategy, at least today, is to get to 5-star and then put everything through my second business center and then build that to 2-star. And then I don't think it makes sense to qualify for elite again. I don't even know if you can do that. So I think my plan will be 5-star, 2-star, and then keep opening second business centers. I don't know though. That's a little bit ways away, but so other questions about that? That's a lot of technical stuff, and it took me a couple of times hearing it. So again, I'm happy to talk through it again when you all get especially when you new diamonds get your elite emails, if you want to talk through it again. But the bottom line is, I think it's doable. I think it's doable for everybody to have this in their sights, because we still have a good 6 months of the year left. And I think if we as a team focus on instilling SC in our coaches and recruiting, I think that we could get somewhere, is my opinion. Do you guys have any more comments or thoughts or anything?
I agree with that. Yes. I think a good focus is obviously coach recruiting. Sarah was just messaging and asking, she is diamond and right kind of at, and she'll probably be listening to this, but I'm going to use it as an example. Like, just has enough keeping her active, so she's working to try to kind of have a buffer on both sides. And I know, Jeannie, there was a time too where, with your brother and sister-in-law, so, she's trying to add a few more coaches on each leg so that's a little bit more secure, and she doesn't have to worry too much about that. But, her question was, how do you get those working coaches to actually, where you don't really have to worry about it? And, and so the whole coach recruiting and trying to really, hone in on it, I think is key for all of us, the leaders who are definitely trying to move our businesses forward. And I know for me, I'm trying to learn, I haven't been doing a very good job with it. But I feel I was fortunate enough. I mean, Sarah and Jeannie, I think you started out as, I don't know, did you sign up as a discount coach, or did you do that later after you were into your challenge? I don't remember.
I signed up right after the first challenge group.
Okay, after the first challenge. Because Sarah asked me, she said, have your coaches who are working the business, were they first challengers who then later signed on to be discount coaches? Because she does have people who are, in it just for the discount, but she's not sure if they would, eventually go into running the business. And I said, I'm pretty sure Jeannie was. And she's a rock star now. So, so yeah, it is, you never know, so I keep going back, and I mean, I do this, and I do have more customers now than like somebody who maybe just became diamond or is just starting the business. But when you have more customers who are in it just for the discount, I still have been like going back to them, or just on Shakeology without the discount, going back to them and sort of trying to ask them again if they want the discount and entice them to maybe even jump into the sneak peek. So I don't think they're lost causes. I just feel if I'm pulling for these people, and they're not really jumping at the opportunity, need to go somewhere else. I need to keep looking further. So that's the part I have trouble with, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my latest thinking is that by doing that best month ever group, whether or not people see huge success this month, I think is not as big of a deal as long as people are gaining a little bit more confidence in what to do, and we can tweak it. You know what I mean? So like the idea being if people have been posting that way and they're getting interest but not able to convert to customers, then we can focus in on that piece of it. Or if they're not getting any interest, then we want to focus on that piece of it, like time of day and who your audience is and how to build your audience and blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like if we can get that down, then people can have a little bit more confidence when they actually bring on a new person to say, I can help you because I have an idea of what to do. Even if it's far from perfect. So that's kind of where my thinking is. And somebody just asked me when the next Coach Basics would be. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like that also needs some revamping. We haven't had a successful Coach Basics in months, in my opinion. And I kind of feel like if we could get that, sorry, I'm just getting my planner here. If we could keep working on building our how we get success for our current coaches, I think that we could all have more confidence inviting new coaches on board, you know what I mean? And it won't feel like you were saying, Terry, like kind of like, I don't want, begging is a strong word, but like continuing to try and like push people through, like it is a good experience. No, it's good. Like instead of that, it'll be more like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm happy to help you. Join me if you want, you know what I mean? So that's my thinking about that. So what I'm hoping is that we have at least some level of success or at least knowledge coming off of this push that we're doing for posting and having an idea of what to post and having the concept of it's not a one-time thing. We have to do it over multiple days and whatever. And then if we could try that with the recruiting idea, the same thing, like just like thinking of it more of like, let's figure out this formula. And if that didn't work, then let's tweak it and let's try it again or whatever. Then I'm hoping that will lead to more recruits and whatever. That's my goal.
Yeah, I agree.
So Terry and I were, I just want to tell them, Terry, for a second. Terry and I were trying something a little bit different because I am personally trying to push my second CBC to Diamond. And I was thinking also that our Coach Basics has been flopping. And I had these two girls who were discount coaches who I went to a couple, but two of them said yes to my discount coaches. I'm like, hey, do you just want to earn your money back on your Shakeology? Would you like to give this a try? And so instead of putting them through Coach Basics, and Terry asked the same of a couple of hers, and we just wanted to kind of pilot this idea for a week or two or whatever and see if it worked, paralleling what we were doing with the Best Month Ever group, and just kind of giving them a little bit of resources just to invite. Like all we had them do was set up their website, set up their EFT, and then go forward with inviting. No Coach Basics at all. And of my two people, one didn't check in to the group again, but the other one has three purchases under her and a fourth on the way. They're not all challenge packs, but it doesn't matter. She's got her feet wet, and now she's like, oh, wait, I know people that are interested. And this girl has been in multiple challenge groups with me, and I've like talked to her multiple times about coaching, and she just keeps like, no, I don't know. And now she's like, oh, maybe this could be something. So anyway, this is what I'm thinking, like maybe we revamp the Coach Basics to cut all the technical BS that doesn't even make sense in the beginning and go right to, this is the next challenge group. Here's when it's starting. Here's how you can start inviting to it. And then we'll learn about the back office as we go. Where I think before the approach was more like, let's make sure you understand everything and then let's invite. And now I feel kind of like, you know what? Let's just get your Shakeology covered this month and then we'll fill in the blanks with the rest. So,
Yeah.
You know, Kathleen, after our conversation the other day, that's kind of what I was thinking about doing with a couple of my coaches too, because like you're saying, there's all that fluff in there.
Yeah.
And they're completely overwhelmed. They haven't done any of the assignments because they don't know where to start or what to focus on. And that's what I was going to do is just like, okay, here's 2 simple things, announce to people that you've become a coach, do a little write-up, and, give me a list of some people that you're going to invite.
Yeah.
Just little simple things that they can do and they know when it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff, it just feels like you could work on it forever and never really finish it. And
yeah.
So, yeah, I like the little baby steps.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't know this, but one of Beth's coaches, when she signed on, she got an email, and it basically was like a little mini Coach Basics. It basically said, did you know that if you get 3 people to order Shakeology that you could pay for it came directly from Beachbody.
Yeah.
And it told her how to send a link, how to send some invites, what kind of posts. And it was real simple. And she did it by herself, didn't even tell Beth that she was doing it, and had someone order through her, and then got like all excited, like, hey, I got a check in the mail, So I actually have, Beth sent me that email because I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of wanted to take that information and maybe use cool pieces from that to share with people.
That's a great idea.
I don't know if everyone gets that or if it's something new they're doing.
I'm going to guess that was like some kind of little experiment or something.
Yeah.
Where I forget, she posted that, I feel like. Maybe an inspiration.
Well, I remember you talking about that, Nadine. And that was the first time I had ever heard anything like that. Can you like post that email in the Diamond group?
Yeah, I can't see the image, but I have the text.
Yeah, just the text. And then that would be a good thing, like, to make into a document to put in that little, like,
What to send to new coaches or something?
Or even just put in the new revamped, like, Coach Basics. But something that you could send to somebody as soon as they sign up for the discount,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they want to coach or not, just that, like,
right.
Automatic be the letter. And I took the letter, Kathleen, you put in there too when somebody signs up for a challenge pack.
Yeah.
Whoever did that, I don't know who that was, but I think that's a good thing too, to send to all your customers with, now that they all get on demand, I guess, for 30 days, it's a good thing for them to.
Yeah, I think, and even in that email, it was like, here's my favorite Shakeology recipes. And I was like, that's so, like, it's so simple, but it would mean so much to people. Because I know if I've heard a number of people like, I did not like that. I'm like, well, how did you make it? And I'm like, wait, I've never told you how to make it. How would you know how to make it? Yeah, that would be really cool if we could come up with some kind of little email, even like maybe a 1 or 2 part series where we just send to every new customer / coach, here's what you get, here's the fees that are coming up, here's the whatever, and hey, did you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like making things simple.
Right.
To the fact, just inviting, like what we're doing in that Let's See group, even though my Let's See people aren't seeing.
Yeah.
But, I was going to say, Nadine, Kathleen has been posting, and I've been a slacker on this, but she's much better at making videos than I am.
Yeah, right. In my ponytail.
been posting these like short little like 2-3 minute videos in that group, like explaining easy things and like screen sharing, like her back office or whatever. And a couple people, well, I know the one coach that was in there with me, she was like, oh, this is so much more helpful because I can see, like, I'm computer illiterate, and when you're actually showing me how to do it on your screen and it's only like 2 minutes, it doesn't take long for them to just watch it. And I feel like those have been very helpful too, and they're simple. Like, she just showed how to like set up the EFT or how to set up your website really quickly. And so there's a few more in there, but I feel like little things like that are helpful. Even if we made something like that, just general to keep putting in like that same Coach Basics group.
I can add you guys to that group if you want.
What group is this?
This is the little one Terry and I just opened like a week ago.
A Coach Basics?
Well, we're not calling it that because we didn't want it, but yes, basically it's the
And this is just with your discount people?
just with the few discount people that said, yes, I want to pay for my Shakeology. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
My goal was to try and push 2 of them to Emerald, and I didn't quite get there. But do you want me to add you in just so you can see what we're talking about?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, shoot. I should have, Terry. I made those videos specific for this group, and I always like kick myself when I do that because I feel like now I have to redo them and to make them general again.
Well, I was thinking that when I did the same thing. I think I said something about let's see if we can or whatever, and then I said the date
The
for
date,
the
yes.
challenge group. So I was like, can't use that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we did it all this, pretty much the same thing, we have to redo it again.
Yeah.
And just use those same videos.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're trying to be current.
Right. Exactly.
Um,
Do you want me to add you in there?
Sure.
This is totally off the subject, but I wanted to ask Jeannie this real quick. First of all, I'm looking at this sheet right now for the second business center, and I'm trying to figure out which challenge pack to buy because I have almost all of them, but I didn't realize the Body Beast challenge pack is only $140. Is that right?
That's
Yeah,
what I
calm
paid.
down again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I paid for it.
That's what you paid for it. Okay. And how are you still doing that now, Jeannie? I mean, I see you like do you need like an exercise ball?
You
Like-
use an exercise ball if you don't have a weight bench. And actually, I think the exercise ball is better because you have to use your core.
Yeah.
Like a weight bench seems easy to me. And I've just been using the weights that I have. Eventually, I'll have to get some more, but I like it. He
Yeah.
talks a lot, so there's like a lot of downtime in between. But I like it. I'm going to go back to the 21-day fix when the challenge group starts, just because I need to get back into my eating because with everything going on, I've been eating like absolute crap because it was easy to just grab chips or drive through or,
Yeah.
to save time. So I want to go back to that and use the containers and kind of get back in gear, and then I'll revisit the beast again.
Yeah. The beast. Okay, good to know. I think that might be my next purchase.
Cool.
Sorry, I totally got us off.
No, that's good. Okay, so what else? Was there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on tonight, or anything that you think that we should aim for the next time we talk?
I do have a quick question for you guys and what like your like July plan is. I don't know if you thought about that yet. I was we talked a little bit last night. We didn't really get into it too much on our like new coach call, but I I'm trying to figure out, like, we always have a free group, at the beginning of every month. And with the 4th of July there, I feel like it has to be pushed back a little bit more, like on the 11th or so. And then we always start like a new challenge group that 3rd Monday. I know you do that too. So that's like the 22nd. But we're also starting this new 21-day fix group, that we've been pushing for. And I assume, are you going to start that on the 29th, like on Monday? Yours, Kathleen?
I was just going to ask the people if they wanted to wait till after the holiday or not. Just put it to a vote in the group once the group's formed.
Okay.
That's my thought about that. Because I don't really care. I mean, I'm happy to go through the holiday with it, but if people are like, no way, I need to have my apple pie or whatever, I don't know, whatever. But I think that it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. So I'm putting a lot of eggs into my basket with this Dan person that I'm talking to, and I'm talking to him again on Thursday after kind of we close this campaign. And I really want to do a coach recruit push, and I kind of feel like I'm going to guess that he's going to say we need to do that for 2 weeks again. And if that's the case, that would have us like doing that. I'm going to guess the first, that like split week of June, July, and then the first week of July. And then I guess start a Coach Basics either the 13th or the 20th. And then I don't know about a challenge group or not. And then we've got Summit in the middle there where it's really, last year they launched PIO in the middle of Summit, as you guys remember, which was torture. Like we were all working, and after I don't know, I thought that was really yucky timing. Like launch it after we get home at least. But anyway, so who knows what, I guess they'll launch size. And I don't know if you guys are going to push that or not. I'm sort of up in the air about it because it kind of fits with the theme of my living room dance party page to have a dance party. So I don't know. I'm sort of a little, I don't know yet. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. But after Thursday, maybe I'll have an idea together.
Yeah, no, I just wondered if you had a plan of attack.
But I do have to say that I'm kind of tempted. I know, Kristen Richards, who did our call a little while ago, she told me that she was doing 100% coach recruit, no new challenge groups, because you get your SC that way anyway. I mean, and having challenge groups for those coaches if they want them, but I'm kind of tempted to do something like that because my 2015 coach, like when we get back to the topic of elite points, my 2015 coach recruits who are working the business is in the tank. I mean, I don't have very many. I have a few points in that category, but I'm not on track to hit elite with that category. So I don't know. I'm toying with the idea of skipping the challenge group for a month and just going hard with the recruiting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't want to make the team do that. You know what I mean? Not everybody has the same goals of that as me.
Yeah.
So
I would be I'd be willing to do that with you. Try it out.
Okay.
Because I feel the same way. Like I just need to get some coaches that are serious and that are really trying to build.
Yeah.
I would think we would all, those that are in this group would want to do that for sure. But then, like, I also want to make sure, the newer coaches and the coaches that are in our like revolutionizers team, Jeannie, have like, set dates because they're asking already now, like when's the group going to be? And I want to make sure that they have something to set their sights on in terms of inviting and them getting SC themselves. So whether we have challengers in it or not, we definitely should, at least have that plan set. And I would be willing to, just work on recruiting and getting us that way.
Yeah.
I wonder, Terry, could be a good time to have them step up. Like, when do you want to do a challenge group? Awesome.
Yeah.
You two are going to run it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fly, little birdies.
I did. That was the response. I don't know. Nicole Barber in our group, Jeannie, she was asking, and I think she has some people ready and to go, or she's not quite sure when she's going to invite to the next one. But I told her, you can pretty much have one whenever you want. You can.
Yeah.
You got it. And I told Kelly Neff, she after the Chris, is it Kristen? You're Kristen, your coach Kathleen, who
Oh, Kristen, yeah.
yeah. After she spoke on that one call and talked about how she has been doing her own challenge groups and kind of has more, intimate groups with just 3 or more challengers that are her own. It sort of sparked Kelly a little bit, and she decided that she's going to do one on her own starting, I think, in 2 weeks. And so I told her, post in the group, what you're doing, not inviting people to come in with you, but I think it would be good for other people on our team to see that you are doing this all by yourself, and you have challengers and you're ready to go and you're going to run your own challenge group. I mean, we have so many templates you can pick from. It's not that difficult. And it would be good practice with people that are close to you, even if it is 4 or 5 people. So I'm hoping that they do that. And maybe you're right. Maybe we should just kind of say too, if you have dates in mind yourself when you want to start one, we can put it in the file, and if anybody wants to add to it, they can. But
I remember they did that in one of the first Coach Basics group I was in. They said, okay, pair up and decide when you're doing your challenge group. We were like, what? But we did. I mean, that's what we did. Yeah. And then if we didn't get enough people, then we just asked around. I have 2, you have 2. Okay, let's make a group, whatever. You know what I mean? It was much less nurturing, but at the same time, it was like, you got this. Go ahead, go forward.
I think some people just need that push.
Yeah.
Where if you're telling them it's okay, they're going, oh, yeah, okay, then I can, if you think I can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. And I feel like we talked about this a little bit before, but when we do these big groups, which I also like, there's some value in it both ways. I mean, as there always is, but I feel like when we say, okay, the starting date is, July 1 or whatever, then, and you're going to do it with the team, then your mentality is, okay, I only need to get like 1 person or 2 people to join in the group. Yeah. But if you're starting it yourself, you're like, oh, I got to get at least 4 to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They'll be pushed more to get more.
Yeah. And, the other thing I would like to say that, I mean, for whatever it's worth, just the way my beginning was, when I didn't have enough people, I teamed up a couple times, like across lines. So like I teamed up with, I don't think you guys know, Jamie Okapal and Katie Pivawar, like these people that were Melanie's coaches that were just kind of like looking for people. And that was really cool too, because then you get to see a totally different style of coaching and whatever. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, like your team, Terry, if anybody in there is like, let's pick Nicole, for example, if she wants to start but she didn't get enough, she could post in Inspiration Nation, do you have some, you know what I mean? Or even reach outside of our team. Anyway, I guess I'm just
that's true. Yeah.
Trying to help you encourage them.
Yeah.
They can do it. They don't need to have you set the dates,
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Carrie, could my team kind of team up with your team on the dates? Because
you mean the dates of challenge?
Like with your free groups and your whatever, like for July.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of coaches that are consistently getting people. So, but I want to have something like solidified for them and know that there's going to be other people in there with them. Mm-hmm. Because it just, I don't know, the groups just seem to flow better when there's a couple more coaches in there than just 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know when the dates are yet.
Yeah, I mean, we can work on it together,
Yeah. I've always told, like, we've always said, because there was a time where it was like, it seemed like there was a challenge group starting every Monday, and it was getting to be too much. So it's been for months, the 3rd Monday of every month is the beginning of like a general challenge and a 21-day fix challenge. And then the week before, or like the first week of the month, would be the free clean eating group. But this month, that kind of gets thrown off because of the 4th of July. But I think I'm still going to start like the 6th.
Start a free group on the 6th.
Yeah. Free group on the 6th, and then and it's going to be the same. We had like a summer sizzle group last month. We're just going to do the same thing because I can't like reinvent a whole new menu and everything. So we're just going to do it again because it's still summer.
Now,
And
do you start open those on Saturday like we had done for a while so they can do their shopping on Sunday and all that?
yeah, I do. And the hard part is that the Saturday is the 4th, but I figure, you know, the 5th they could still shop. And if they didn't even have everything ready by the 4th, you know, it's not like it's like cut and dry. You have to start on Monday. You know, basically all the stuff's there, and then we just give clean eating information and whatever the rest of the week. So I think I'm still going to do it then, because I feel like if you go any later, then you're running into like opportunities to get people to buy challenge packs.
What about opening it on the 3rd, on that Friday? Because people will probably be going shopping for their 4th of July barbecue stuff, and they could, if they wanted to, start getting stuff for the free clean eating.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Open free group on Friday.
Because they're probably going to be shopping anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And then after they indulge and feel sick on Saturday, then they'll want to be in our group. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know some people, I'm so like up in the air about size because I just can't dance. And like seeing the videos and John T dancing around sometimes makes me cringe a little bit even.
Have you tried the sample one?
No, I want to when
I tried it.
those are closed. Oh, you did?
I literally, when I do those videos, I don't even feel like I'm exercising because
Yeah.
my heart rate doesn't go up. I don't sweat. My muscles aren't challenged. I'm like, I don't even understand how this can be exercise. And then the other thing is I'm like completely doing the opposite of whatever they're doing. I can't do it. And
I'm hoping I'll maybe learn how to dance.
I know.
maybe
I maybe won't be such a white girl after I've done it a few times.
I
There's
know.
just so much
It's
effort.
hard with the long legs though, and yours are longer than mine, so.
Oh. It's more emotional effort for me, or I don't know. It's more
Yeah.
frustration than
I feel like
I
you're
can handle.
think too much. Like I don't want to have to think while I'm trying to work out.
Right, that's how I am.
But I know there are some people who are really excited about this, and even
Yes.
who have been customers of mine, which is like so hard for me to promote something that I'm not really into, but I suppose I will in some way. And do you think that will be released at Summit like Pio was?
Sounds
I
good.
thought they had said that.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's just what I assumed. And I was saying like there was like that 2-week period where you could only get it from a Beachbody coach. You know, I guess we could capitalize on that as well.
Yeah.
The dancers.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
doesn't really interest me either, by the way.
Doesn't.
No. I don't know.
I didn't
Not
think
that
of
kind of
it. You could use it for your living room dance
Right.
party though.
Right. If I could just get my kids doing it a couple of times, it would be cute, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know though. See, I don't want to, I'm back to like, if we're going to focus on recruiting, I don't really want to confuse people and be like, oh, and there's this dance thing and there's this other, I just kind of want to be straightforward. We're promoting the business period. So I don't know. We'll see. Unless I just do it just on my like page. I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. We don't want to be all over the place. I do feel like this time around, this group with the 21-day fix definitely helped and worked, and yeah. So if the same holds true with the coaching part of it, that would be awesome.
I'm not having that much success with it.
No.
I mean, I haven't done it every single day, but I've definitely posted way more than I normally do about it. And the only person that I have right now interested she's not even on Facebook. I talked to her in person a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh.
Like nobody from the posts.
So that would be good to start tracking. So is it like, when are you posting? What are you posting? Are you getting people liking it, but they're not converting? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's where it would be good to get kind of, as they say in social work, get curious and like, what is it? Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm planning to work on that tomorrow. Do my tracking.
Yeah.
Figure out what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I copied your sheet, Kathleen, because I do want to write everything down and who liked and who purchased and whatever, because I
redid it too. I redid it by person because I was starting to get confused. Like, so this one had 50 likes, but like of that, like 30 of them are coaches or customers already. You know what I mean? So I had to go, I went back in and like revisited the way I'm going to do that. So anyway, play with it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was going to put like names down and, you know, if they sent me a message or, you know, just comments, I guess, next to new people. If they're coaches, they don't count.
Right.
It's helpful that we all went in and helped like and comment. That definitely helped.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I definitely think the group was helpful, doing it all together and getting ideas and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do it again with recruiting, but also I'd like to do it again just with another challenge group campaign and like try, like rework, okay, what worked, what didn't work, let's try again, and now let's do it a different way.
Yeah, I would like to do it. I obviously couldn't because of when it was starting, but
yeah,
I would like to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with, you know, we could do it every month with whatever program is on sale.
Yeah. Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, you know what would be helpful too is to when everybody's going back in to kind of analyze themselves, pooling out the posts that were really successful. Maybe we could make a document, a collection of everybody's kind of most successful likes, comments, or whatever, you know what I mean? And then have them in a thing. And then, you know, 3 months from now, we could even do another 21-day fix push, and you can pool from other people's successes. And
yeah, that's good.
But alrighty, ladies, it is 10, so we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Thanks for jumping on. Anybody have any last questions or comments or anything like that? So I'd like to try and do these calls at least monthly, and so I'm gonna aim for the whole team calls to be the second and fourth Tuesday, and then these team calls to be the third Tuesday, because I feel like that's a good time to start planning for the next month. Even though this call wasn't quite there yet, so sorry about that. Hopefully next month we'll be on the ball about our game plan. But anyway, but if we want to do something prior to that, if we want to make these every other, we still have that first Tuesday of the month to kind of play around with. If we need to have another call, or if my other thought is to start pulling in some of the not yet diamond and do like a emerald call or some other, like, we see you as up and coming, something like that would be my other thought for the other Tuesday of the month. But if you have other thoughts about that, because I remember having a call like that and feeling very honored to be invited to you think I'm a potential leader of the group? That's awesome. So anyway, that's my thought for the other Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And if you guys have any ideas for speakers for the calls, or if there's anybody that you want to hear from that you want us to try and get on a call, that would be welcomed as well. Whatever we can do to continue to engage the whole team, that would be great.
I know at one point you said maybe this won't really work until maybe the 14th or something of July. Like a Dan and Jill call.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Definitely.
um,
What'd you say?
I'm just volunteering him.
Yes. Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely get them on the calendar. Alrighty, ladies. Well, have a good evening. Thanks again for jumping on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
to you
That was very
soon.
helpful.
All right, take care. Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.